So is it okay for you to accept your customer's purchase order and start delivering? Well, first of all, congratulations, you've got a purchase order. That's really good. Unfortunately, a lot of organisations saying, fantastic, we've got an order, rush out and start shipping the stuff, start doing the project, start getting on with the work, whatever it is, because they're so delighted to have an order. What they don't do is check that little bit of writing at the bottom of the purchase order that says, subject to the buyer's terms and conditions. And that's the rub, you see, because if you're doing business on T's and C's of some description, maybe you've got your terms on your website, perhaps you put together a proposal or a quote for the customer that had your T's and C's attached. Maybe you never even sent them your T's and C's, you just sort of referred to them as subject to our terms and conditions available on request or something. If the customer sends you an order that's subject to their terms and conditions and then you start work, theirs will be the terms that apply. That's an issue known in legal circles as the battle of the forms, and roughly translated it means he who lobs last wins. So the last party whose terms and conditions cross over the line before the contract actually starts being acted, so before you start delivering stuff really, those are the terms and conditions that apply. And that's fantastic if you've read your customer's terms and conditions and you're completely happy with them. Trouble is, most of us, when we get that PO, we're so excited, we go ahead and start delivering without even realising, and find that we're contracting to something of which we are absolutely oblivious. So why does that matter? What might be in their purchase order terms and conditions that we don't want? Because after all, they want to buy stuff from us, don't they? They've said what they want and presumably how much it is on their purchase order. So how wrong can it go? Well, the first place is payment terms. I wouldn't mind betting that your standard payment terms do not say the customer may pay you in 128 days from the date on which they receive your invoice. But that's exactly the sort of stuff that gets hidden in the buyer's purchase order T's and C's. So have a read of those first of all. Make sure you know when you can expect to get paid if you carry on and deliver under their terms. The next thing you'll find when you read their terms and conditions is that they will contain bucket loads of indemnities. Those are commitments by you to protect the customer from anything that could possibly go wrong as a result of them using your goods or services. And from a commercial point of view, that's scary as can be, because generally speaking, your insurance won't cover you for any obligations that you make to give an indemnity. And so any money that you have to pay out if things do go pear-shaped has to come out of your bank account. Your insurers won't pick it up. So that's another thing to keep your eye out for when you're reading through customers' buyers' terms and conditions. We want to make sure the payment terms are sensible, and we want to be sure that we're not being asked to indemnify them against everything under the sun. What else might we want? Well, there'll be things to do with the way that you deliver your product and service that are never going to be covered in any client's T's and C's. Why would they? They use them for buying everything from loo roll to jet engines. So have a look and make sure that whatever is specific to your business is covered, that you're going to be protected in some way. So if you're delivering software, for example, are there any license terms? Do they say anything about the fact that the customer's not allowed to make lots of copies and give them away to all their friends? If you're providing a hosted service, does it say anything about them not being allowed to upload obscene content, for example? So many of these things that are specific to your product, your service, and the way that you deliver it are never going to appear in the customer's T's and C's. So fantastic, you have an order, that's really good, and that's the beginning of your commercial relationship. But before you start delivering, read through the terms and conditions on that order and make sure that it really does work for you and your business. If it doesn't, go back to the customer and say thanks ever so much for your order. We're really thrilled to receive it. We're looking forward to doing business with you. But unfortunately, it's got your terms and conditions. Please can you resend it saying subject to our terms and conditions as submitted with the quote or as provided on our website, wherever they might be. And that way you know exactly which terms you're signing up to. So best of luck, and I hope you get lots more purchase orders to follow on from that one.